Hello and good evening, everybody. This is sort of a bonus episode this week. I wanted to do a little something special for everyone in preparation for the upcoming holiday, Halloween. I hope everybody is doing well, enjoying their week. Here, the leaves have been falling. It's been absolutely beautiful weather, though it's supposed to get very chilly over the weekend. We're actually supposed to experience our first freeze of this season over the weekend. So, with that said, thank you all for joining me this evening. I want to give a little information on the upcoming shows that Gemma's got. At this time, I haven't heard anything different that she will be streaming tomorrow evening, doing one card Oracle with Ghost Dragon CW. And then I believe that Ghost Dragons is going to be streaming again Saturday night. I'm sure we'll see the announcements if that's the case. And then Gemma, the last few days and into next week, is doing the 7 nights of Halloween. So make sure you've got your notification bell set so that you can catch those as they premiere. Um, I watched the first one. I haven't got to watch the second one yet, but she did an absolutely fantastic job. Um, on Monday, all goes well, she'll have news stories for us. And then on Tuesday, she will have Ghost Dragon CW for their chill and chat coffee talk early afternoon. And then next Thursday, I need to speak with Gemma and Stephen, and we'll decide if we're going to do stream together or me by myself, or if we're going to skip the week. So keep your notification bell on and watch for those upcoming shows. So this evening, I wanted to read to you one of my favorite poems. And this time of year is the perfect time for that because one of my favorite authors is Edgar Allan Poe. I discovered the works of Edgar Allan Poe in grade school, and we had a special thing where once a month we'd have somebody come in to our school and they do it's sort of a library room presentations as we were getting older to different authors and so on. And after I heard some of his early works, I just fell in love. And so I actually have several editions of his works. One is a 1951 leather-bound of his best works, and then I've got this one that's complete works of Edgar Allan Poe. A lot of folks don't realize that, well, yes, Edgar wrote about um, tales of mystery and horror. He also wrote some quite beautiful and, if not somewhat sorrowful, um, poetry about love. So, yeah, it's something that I think everyone that's interested in his work should read. But I wanted to read to you The Raven. Now, ravens have a long history of being associated with mystery and the macabre, some in part to this particular poem, but also to the fact that ravens and crows, both in mythology and in mystery, are associated with the spirit world, with death and the afterlife in part because of they were drawn to the battlefields, being that they are can be carrion eaters as well as seed eaters. And then you have mythology of, you know, gods like Odin being associated with ravens and so on. Um, for myself, and I take it sort of from the Native American or indigenous people's lore, um, that they can also be spirit guides, spirit animals. And all throughout my um, mid to later years, I have found they seem to appear around me, especially during times when maybe I just need support, um, a way, a sign to show that, I'm on the right track or that everything's going to be okay, that sort of thing. So they've always held a special place for me. Um, in Tale of the Raven, though, this one's a little bit more sinister, a little bit darker, a little bit more on the shadow side. So as I read this, I hope you all enjoy it. We're going to keep this one short and finish shortly after. But here we go. And bear with me, I'll do my best with my vision. I may have to switch glasses partway through. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as as of some as of someone gently rapping on my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember it was a bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books ease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to the still beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entertaining, entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. That is it, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," I said, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is that I was napping, and so gently came your rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you here, but opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dreamed, or dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was whispered one word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon I heard again a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, I said, surely, that is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what there is, and this mystery I explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, and then with many flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore, not the least obseisance made, he not a minute stooped or stayed, but with my lord and lady perched there above my chamber door, perched upon the bust of Pallas, just above the chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvel this ungainly fowl to hear discount and so plain discourse so plainly, though it answered little meaning, little relevancy it bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above their chamber door, bird or beast upon a sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such a name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther then he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless I said, what it utters is only stock and store caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled and cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking, what ominous bird of yore What this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore? This I sat engaged and guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that lamp-lighted gloated o'er. She shall press, ah, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfume unseen from unseen censer, swung by seraphim, whose footfalls linked and tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite, and repent thee from the memories of Lenore. Quaff, O quaff, this kind nepenthe, and forgotten this lost Lenore. Quaff, O quaff, this kind nepenthe, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horrid haunted, tell me truthfully, I implore. You may have a cat upon the shore, nevermore. On this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by the heaven that bends above us, by the God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if thou hast the distant aimed in, it shall clasp upon a sainted maiden, whom angels named Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night Plutonian shore. Leave leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken, that take thy beat from out my heart, and take thy from my own door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, and still is sitting, still sitting on the pallid bust of Claes, just above the chamber door, and his eyes have all but all but the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out the shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. And that poem speaks of his lost Lenore, and the sadness of his heart, so entranced by darkness that he took his life and did part. I hope you all enjoyed that. I know I'm not necessarily the best narrator in the world, but I wanted to share something that brings me happiness in the darker seasons. Please make sure you tune in tomorrow night, see Gemma, and come in for an oracle read from her. Come visit Ghost Dragons for his late night show and Gemma's Rewind to watch some of her earliest episodes on Saturday night. Next week, you'll see Gemma's release, new stories to be told, and then Tuesday for coffee, chill and chat. Come visit us. I might even be able to pop in. I'll be talking with Gemma and Steven to see if we're doing anything special towards the Thursday stream. And I hope to see you all as things continue in my wonderful house of chaos full of fur and whiskers. With that, I bid you all good night. Have a safe and happy Halloween if I don't see you sooner. Stay safe out